Hi friends, welcome to Learn with Krishna Sandeep channel. In this video, we'll see what are data types in Python. So what is a data type and what is its significance and where do we use data types? So data types are nothing but it helps us to determine what type of data we can store in a variable. Data types are used to classify one particular type of data. Okay, it helps in determining what type of data we can store in a variable. So that is why we use data types. So to store different types of data, we'll be using the data types. So this is important because specific data type we use will determine what values we can assign to it and what operations we can perform on it. So, okay, data types helps in what? In determining what values we can assign to a variable and what operations we can perform on it. So data types are actually classes and variables. Data types are actually classes and variables are instances of these classes. Okay, so in Python, data types are nothing but there are some classes, and whatever the variables we define for those classes, those will become the objects of these classes. So we'll see the different data types in Python, and we'll be focusing only on the three data types, which is the numeric data type. Okay, so first, data types in Python. So we have, these are the five main different types of data types. So first one is numeric, second one is dictionary, third one is boolean, fourth one is set, fifth one is sequence type. So these are the different data types we have in Python. Okay, so under numeric we have sub data types like integer, float and complex numbers. And coming to the sequence type, we have strings, list and tuple. Okay, sequence type we have strings, list and tuple. So these are the different Python data types. So we'll be focusing only on the numeric data types in this video, and we'll see an example as well for this numeric data types, and we'll write some example programs based on the numeric data type in the next videos. Okay, so coming to the integers. So integer data type is used to represent the integer numbers. Okay, so these are used to represent any integer numbers in Python. And coming to the float, any decimal point representation or any decimal point number representation, okay, we use with the help of float. And the third one is complex numbers. So to represent complex numbers in Python, we use this complex data type. So what is a complex number? Which has both real part and imaginary part. We call it as a complex number. Okay, so let's see the examples for integer, float and complex numbers. So I'm just creating a new file and I'm naming it as numeric data type demo dot py. Py should be the extension for Python files. Looks like we need to rename it to .py. Let me rename okay, just say refactor rename .py. Okay, still I don't see. Okay, this symbol for Python symbol for this numeric data type .py. So let me do one thing. Let me delete this file. Okay, and let me create one more file and call it as numeric demo.py. Okay, so first, what is the first one? Number, integer. So integer numbers are represented with the okay int data type. So now just say print, and we can use one method called type. Okay, so what this type method will do, or type function will do, it will determine what type of data is stored in this variable. Let's run the program and see the output. So if you see int, so since this is an integer number, so it prints class int. Okay, so as I told you in the first slide, so data types are nothing but those are classes. Now let me do one thing. Num equal to 10.5, print type of num. Okay, I'm just saying num1. Okay, now if you see, this 10.5 is the decimal representation. Okay, decimal notation. This is the integer notation and this is the decimal notation, because it has both decimal part and the integer part. Okay, num1 equal to 10.5, print type of num1. Now let's run the program. It should print as float. Okay, if you see here, class float. Now finally we'll go to the third one, which is the complex data type. So complex data type, as I told you, so we'll be having both real and imaginary part. Okay, and coming to the imaginary part, usually in all the programming language it will be I. Okay, 2 plus 5i, like that. But in Python, all the imaginary part variable should be end with j instead of I. Okay, instead of I, it should end with j. Now again, let's print this imaginary number, or now let's call this as num2, and run the program and see the output. Now if you see, class is complex. So int, float and complex. Okay, these are the examples of numeric data types. So totally how many numeric data types we have? 3. One is int, other is float, and the other one, third one is complex. Hope you understand, right? So with the help of example, we have seen how to represent the integer, float and complex data type. So in the next videos, what we will do is we'll see the other different data types like boolean, dictionary, set, sequence type, where to use it and when to use it. But before we proceed to the other data types, what we'll do is we'll write some examples, okay, using these data types, numeric data types. Got it? Hope you understand this video. Thanks for watching my video. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.